Welcome to our mini-series on compassion. When I talk about compassion, I'm talking about what I'm calling authentic compassion. Over the next 3 brief times together, you're going to learn in session 2 what authentic compassion is and what it isn't. We'll talk about the 3 faces of authentic compassion. The first one being self-compassion, starting with ourself, and then moving into specifics about ourselves, the need to forgive others, and then finally we'll look at kindness towards others. In session 3, we'll show you how to develop the 3 essential components of authentic compassion. The first being awareness that someone is experiencing emotional or physical pain and could really benefit from our health. That's a vitally important step in authentic compassion, is that awareness. Next will be the cultivation of a genuine compassion to help them. This transcends our willpower and things like that. You're going to see that there's a skill set that can be learned that generates this genuine desire to help. And finally, we'll talk about taking appropriate action. That is, and this is important, components of appropriate action. They must be needed and wanted by the recipient, very important, not just fulfilling some of our own needs, although that's important. They must be useful and effective, must be unconditional and timely. But today, let's talk for a moment about what's in it for us. Why bother? Now, this may seem like a strange place to start this mini-series, but there's reasons for doing this. And the reasons mainly are that we need to stay motivated to do what we want to do. There's a very significant role that motivation plays in authentic compassion. The first is that being compassionate with other people enhances our own emotional well-being. The research on this is indisputable. Our awareness of someone needing help fires very important cells in our brain. We become aware right now that you're listening to me. Just for a moment, become aware that you're listening to me. So you're listening to my words, but you've just become aware that you're doing it. That's a really important level of awareness we call mindfulness. And when we're mindful like that, this fires a part of the brain called the medial prefrontal cortex. Don't worry about remembering terminology, but just know that as we become aware of others' needs, we are growing a very important part of who we are and what is our potential. This part of the brain is responsible for our own good feelings, cooperation with others, emotional resilience, intuition, purpose and meaning. It is very rich with these kinds of benefits. The next benefit that comes to us from authentic compassion is the physical benefits. You're going to hear about something called oxitocin. Once again, don't worry about the name, but it just is something that takes place in us. To measure it in the blood, actually. If we touch someone briefly, or if they touch us, if we have a hug, or we even have a handshake, research shows us that our immune system is significantly enhanced. We have calmed our cardiovascular system. We activate something called the vagus nerve, which is tied to so many of the positive physical properties that we have. In nursing homes, if they just touch someone, this is good research, touch someone 5 times a day for like 10 seconds, they reduce depressions by over 30%. Maybe you heard some of the studies on premature babies from being touched, how they significantly advance and come back to their regular development level. This is as a result of touch. And these things happen when we get involved in authentic compassion with others. Finally, just a knowing that we are social animals and we are given rewards within our bodies and minds for keeping the herd safe by contributing to the herd and the family or community, however you want to describe it. And these strong moments bring us meaning and purpose in our life. So let's just conclude by maybe stating this. As we fully participate in this process of authentic compassion, we slowly start to awaken beyond our illusion of our separateness from others. We continue to experience some others whom we support and help with our typical preferences and resistances. However, by staying aware, we also start to get connected to what is common between us and them. This awareness brings a sense of unity to our roles and our relationships. And as this sense grows, compassionate action, our awareness of our shared humanity and common needs for respect, security, understanding, consolation, meaningful roles, and love start to weaken our resistances to indifferences and dislikes. In a relatively short time, support moments experienced as conscious connections, awareness, plants the seeds of authentic compassion and awakening consciousness. Such a gift to be able to care for and support others. We really are truly blessed.